Hey guys, it is Wendy back with Real Estate with Wendy. I can't do it with you here. Hey guys, it is Wendy from Real Estate with Wendy, a proud member of the Storey Team, back again to give you that juicy real estate knowledge. As always, my website is down below, as well as a link where you can contact me to talk about real estate, buying, selling, leasing, renting, the weather, your dog, your mom. So today we are going to be talking about rent control. At the end of the year, I'm sure a lot of you ask yourselves, how much will my landlord be increasing the rent? How much is he allowed to increase it by? What are his rights? What are my rights? And what the heck is going on? So I'm here to answer some of those questions. And I think that the first thing that we need to understand is how rent is controlled in Ontario. So the Ontario government announces a percentage annually, and that is the maximum amount that a landlord within a rent-controlled condo is able to increase their rent by. So I'm going to attach a chart right here. These are the most recent percentages that the Ontario government has publicized. So the 2023 numbers right there, as well as the 2021 number, which was actually 0 because there was a pandemic exception and we just had a bit of a rent freeze because of that. So to further understand rent control, we need to understand that there is one very special date. November 15th, 2018. You may not remember what you did on that date, but you'll sure as heck remember that date going forward. This date will determine whether or not your condo is rent controlled. So if your building is older, which means that it was built prior to November 15th, 2018, it is rent controlled. That means that your landlord is limited to the amount that he's able to increase your rent, and it is based on that table there. The government will let your landlord and you know every year how much rent increase you are allowed, and that is the maximum amount. Your landlord can choose not to increase it. They can choose to increase it, half of that or the full percentage, but you will always know the maximum that your landlord can increase it by. Now, moving forward, if the building you live in is newer and it was actually registered after November 15th, 2018, it is not rent controlled. Therefore, your landlord does not have any restrictions as to how much they can increase their rent by. They do not need to follow that chart that we had up there before. It is up to their discretion how much they are increasing your rent. I know that can be scary for tenants, which is why a lot of tenants actually prefer to live in older buildings, just to ensure that there is that rent control and that peace of mind there. So the last thing we might be wondering is, how often can my landlord increase my rent, and do I get any kind of notice for it? And yes, you do. So your landlord can increase your rent every 12-month period, but they need to give you that 90 days notice. So guys, always ensure that you know your rights, whether you are a tenant or a landlord. Ensure you're going to the landlord-tenant tribunal if you have any issues, and of course, always contact me if you have any questions. Until next time. Okay.